Episode 282. So Vanessa sees Haley at Uptown and she's telling Haley that the penthouse is still available. Vanessa is still trying to get that sale. And she told Haley that, look, Lynette told me that you and Bill were going to purchase, i.e. Bill, was going to purchase the penthouse and she would be basically subletting or renting from you guys. And she's like, so it's still available. And in so many words, I need a buyer. Since your girl ghosted me, I need to clear this sale. So Haley's looking at her like, you won't be getting a commission from me and Bill because we're not buying the penthouse. And Vanessa's looking at her like if looks could kill. But maybe this will be a lesson for Vanessa that everybody that calls you don't have money or they could be dreaming of having something but not necessarily having the means. So in so many words, she needs to pre-qualify folks. I know maybe in their little bougie world that would offend folks, but somebody like a Lynette, you better pre-qualify, especially if you know for certain that they don't come from generational wealth or they don't have a really good job. You may want to pre-qualify. Next, Joey sends Randy to follow Smitty and find out what he's up to and report back to him. See, Jacob should have never allowed Smitty to talk him into keeping him on the investigation, because Smitty just keeps messing up. He got, in so many words, he basically got Jacob with bruised ribs and Grayson stabbed because of him messing up, getting them all alert, and now they paranoid, and it's all because of Smitty thinking that he knows what he doing and he don't. That's why Jacob should have left the police work to police. So now Joey's on the path, and that's not good. That's not good at all. And I thought from the beginning that Joey may have had something to do with this plasma ring. And that kind of makes sense, because I'm thinking back to season 1. It was early on when Joey first came up on the scene and Jacob was suspecting Detective Psycho Malone of being a dirty cop. So he had followed Detective Psycho Malone to Garland, and he saw Psycho Malone exchanging an envelope to Joey. And so that makes me think that Joey is the head of this ring. And I was thinking Leah, but maybe Leah's just an employee. Next, Leah asked Nicole if she could think of anyone else who may have been in her office the day of the security breach on her computer. And Nicole doesn't give Leah Smitty's name. And I'm wondering, is it because she didn't give... I'm wondering, is the reason why Nicole didn't give Leah Smitty, well, that's her son-in-law, of course. And also, I'm getting some vibes from Nicole that she's questioning Leah's motives, because Leah is acting like she's truly invested in finding out about this security breach. And if you're the hospital administrator, you would just leave that up to IT or somebody. Why are you so invested in finding out who did the breach? And maybe that's why Nicole is suspicious and don't want to provide any information. Next, Grayson threatens Leah to keep Ashley out of it or he's going to blow her operation sky high. And he better be careful before she send that crazy Ren back to finish the job he started. I mean, like, you don't have a bargaining chip, Grayson. They showed you what they could do to you. I don't know. You may want to leave that alone. So Leah tells him he has no idea the depths their employers will go to keep the operation going, i.e. they will kill your ass. That's what she's saying. So again, I'm thinking this is so much deeper. And now I'm thinking, does it go higher than Joey? But how would it go higher than him? I don't know. I'm confused. It's like some mafia stuff. Like, what is this? La Costa Nostra? Like, you can't get out? What the heck? And I know La Costa Nostra is this thing of ours. It's Italian for this thing of ours. But still, it makes you think like, what? This is some straight up mafia stuff. And like, the only way out is through a body bag. Next, Bill tells Tomas and the Black Nancy Drew cat that she needs to stay out of the firm's business, and Bill don't get it. You can tell her, but she won't do it. So Black Nancy Drew is going to go even harder with digging into Lynette's background. Next, Randy follows Smitty to Jacob's hotel room, and this is why, I said it before, this is why Jacob should have left Smitty out of the investigation. Here he go, effing up again. Now he done led Randy to the quote-unquote secret meeting spot, so it ain't secret no more. Thanks a lot, Smitty. Next, Joey is reading a letter. It's like this Dear John letter that was left to him. And I'm wondering why he's reading the letter now. He claims he's so happy with Gangsta Boo. Or is this something else? It may not be another person. It may be something totally different. I don't know. And so Gangsta Boo comes in and she sees him putting the letter in his jacket pocket. So she wants to know, like, what was he reading? See, she getting all paranoid. What you reading, Joey? You cheating on me? No, she didn't say that, but that's how she was acting. And Joey lets her know that it's a letter from his sister, Heather. Next, Randy gets a text from Haley to meet her at Uptown, and lucky for Jacob, because if Randy stayed around, if he stayed outside that motel room, they whole operation, him and Smitty and the police department would have been blown. And then both of them, Smitty and Jacob, would have been in way more danger than they think they're in already. Next, Grayson knocks at Ashley's door with a suitcase, and he tells her to pack what she needs for the next couple of days. And he tells her to hurry up because he has to get his mom and they need to leave town for a while. So Ashley throws the suitcase back at him because Naomi's there with her. So you know Naomi's looking like, oh hell no, you ain't. And so I know Ashley gonna be like, nope. Maybe if she was by herself, she would have buckled, but not with Naomi. Not with Naomi there. Nope. She's looking at Naomi, and Naomi looking at her like, girl, please, you better not go nowhere with him. So Grayson tells Naomi that her husband is keeping secrets from her. And he says on the streets, Jacob's name is Rashad, and he's a dirty cop. So Ashley tells Grayson she ain't going nowhere with him until he tells her the truth. So Grayson's looking at her like, I done told you before, I'm trying to keep you safe. So I can't tell you all of that, because if I tell you that, then you see what happened to me. I don't want that or worse happening to you. So he tells her, you on your own then, be careful. Next, Naomi calls Jacob and tells him that Ashley is being watched, and a photo was sent to Grayson, and she tells him what Grayson said about him. And so Naomi says that she's not in the photo, but she was with Ashley. So Jacob says that means they're watching her too. So he tells Smitty that Naomi is being watched. So now he getting scared. This is when you need to come off of your so-called deep cover and go on to your dad, the chief, and tell him what's going on so that he can get your butt up out of that, because you need to abort mission. It's not that damn serious. They can find somebody else, or they can just find another tactic, because obviously what he's doing, what Jacob's doing, ain't working. Next, Grayson comes by the motel room and he tells Jacob that he's been playing him the whole time, because he probably read from Naomi that she didn't get all upset. Like, what do you mean his name is Rashad? She was acting like she already knew. So Grayson was like, he read that from her. He's like, okay, so that means that Jacob been lying to me. And that ends the episode.